The trade deadline is fastly approaching, folks, and Breece Hall's future is in question. Jermaine Johnson, could he get traded? Quinnen Williams, perhaps? Quincy? I mean, there's a lot of guys that the Jets could consider trading away as the trade deadline is fastly approaching. I really do believe that this is going to be one of those trade deadlines that's going to be the darkest of times for us Jets fans. And the reason is simple. The Jets are about to trade away a lot of our favorite players. And I know if you're a Jets fan, you have a different approach of who's your favorite player. Some fans are ready to get rid of every single player on this team because we haven't won with them. Other fans are still attached to the idea of Breece and Jermaine and Sauce and Quinnen and the guys in the core that we have grown to be attached to. We're not ready to ship them away. So this is where we have to talk about it. What's the trade deadline strategy for the New York Jets? What type of capital could they get back? What players are actually going to get traded? Will they sell or will they hold? As the Jets trade deadline strategy is going to be on full display right here, right now. Now, we heard from Breece Hall on social media. I do feel like that is interesting that we do have to start it off with. Breece Hall did go on Instagram and he made an interesting post saying hashtag free 20. Now, if you're a Jets fan and you're looking at that, I'm sure, it is going a little bit viral right now. If you guys did not see it, he made a caption saying they want me to lay down, but I got something to stand for. Hashtag free 20. Now, again, we don't know what this means. It could mean just give me more carries. I want more looks, or it means get me out of here. I want to get traded. My guess is that's exactly what it is. I expect Breece Hall to get traded. And it's sad, and I first want to start off with it's devastating to watch a guy like Breece Hall, his talent, not fulfill what we all thought it was going to be. When the Jets drafted him and traded up for him early in the second round of 2022, after getting Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner and Jermaine Johnson in the first round, it's like that was the best draft you could possibly imagine, and it has not led to any wins, unfortunately. So that's a tough, very tough pill to swallow, no doubt about it. But I think when it comes to Breece, he was so good in his first 6 games as a rookie, and then he tore his ACL, and he never was the same. He never was the same after the ACL. He doesn't have the same explosiveness. He doesn't have the same ability to make people miss in the open field. He doesn't have the breakaway speed. He gets caught from behind a lot. And I'm still a Breece fan, and I'm rooting for him. But at the end of the day, he has never lived up to that type of talent. And I thought that if he did not tear his ACL, he was on track to win Rookie of the Year, which Garrett Wilson eventually won, of course, and Sauce Gardner. But he was going to become, at least in my opinion, one of the top running backs in the NFL, and he never fulfilled that. And the reality is this when you're the New York Jets. When you look at Breece Hall, are you going to trade him? Because if you're not going to extend him and make him part of your long-term plans, you must trade him. There's no other option. Unless you let him walk in free agency and you get nothing in return. This is an opportunity for the New York Jets to get every single piece of capital they can to rebuild this team in the vision of Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji for next offseason, if they're still around, which I think they will be, but you never know, of course. Crazier things have happened. So I think that the value for a trade for Breece Hall could be a 4th or a 5th round pick. I don't think it would be anything better than that. They'd be lucky to get a 3rd. Maybe the Jets can package Breece in a 5th and get back a 3rd, maybe. But I think that at the end of the day, the Jets are probably just going to get a day 3 pick. And a big reason for that is the value is not as high as some people think for Breece Hall. He is looked at as a rental, right? You can look at teams like the Chargers. I don't know if they trade for Breece because they got Amari in Hampton, but he's injured. Najee Harris is injured. So they can use some help in the backfield for the Chargers. The Chiefs, if they want to get another upgrade, I know that the Patriots fans are trying to get Breece from the Jets. I hope not. I really hope the Jets do not trade him to the Patriots because they could definitely use him. I mean, the Patriots run game is the one thing that's lacking over there for that football team. They have not really had a run game, and Drake May has to throw the ball over the place, but I hope the Jets do not give him over to that organization. But wherever Breece does go eventually, I hope that the Jets get some type of good asset in return. He is a guy that is not part of this future of this team. And the fact that he went out there publicly and said that, I'm definitely expecting him to be gone. And it's sad. And with Braylon Allen injured, I mean, the Jets are going to have Isaiah Davis as their running back moving forward? I mean, we're definitely entering a dark time right now. A dark, dark time for these Jets. A very dark time for these Jets. So that's the Breece Hall situation. Now, going back into some other players, we saw a report we already talked about, but according to Connor Hughes of SNY, there's some teams, calling the New York Jets about Jermaine Johnson. Now, that better not happen for a lot of different reasons. And I made a video on the channel earlier in the week that you guys better go check out because I already broke it down, but we're going to break it down a little bit more right now. If you missed the report, Connor Hughes said that it would take a lot for the Jets to part with Johnson, but that there's teams calling the Jets about Jermaine. Jermaine Johnson responded on social media with a emoji raising his eyebrow. He's like, what? Why is my name being talked about? Again, I made a video about this already, that the Jets better not trade Jermaine Johnson. If there was an untouchable on this football team, I think there's a few untouchable players. Jermaine Johnson is one of them. Absolutely one of the untouchable players that you just do not want to trade away, because you saw him come into the game against the Denver Broncos and completely transform everything. Like, the Jets defense was so bad all year. You bring Jermaine Johnson back, plug him in over Michael Clemens. Like, that's a guy you want to build around. He's still young. I know he's coming off an Achilles injury, and I know he's coming off an injury as well. And there are some injury concerns with Jermaine Johnson. That's not something you can just ignore, of course. But I'm willing to roll the dice with a guy that is a born leader, that provides a lot of energy, that can get to the passer, that can stop the run, and overall be that alpha male on the football field. And to be frank with you guys, the Jets need more of them. The Jets need more Jermaine Johnsons, not less. There's no player that you're replacing Jermaine Johnson with in a draft. Like, that's a guy that is everything about what you want to build towards. So I really hope the Jets do not trade away Jermaine Johnson. The only way the Jets trade him away is, again, if they get a lot of picks in return, and maybe they get a first, maybe a second. But, like, I don't even want to keep talking about this, bro. Jermaine Johnson is a guy that's paired up with Will McDonald. You want to keep Will and Jermaine Johnson happy long-term. And we also have a year of control left. So it's not like we're forced to pay Jermaine this offseason. We can have him go into his 5th year. And if you want to do the franchise tag situation, go ahead. But, like, the edge rusher position is an absolute premium. And that's something you just don't want to just ship away. The running back position with Breece Hall, yeah, I mean, you can convince me, trade away. You can replace Breece. But Jermaine Johnson is not a replaceable player. The edge position is a premium in this league. You don't want to give up a guy like Jermaine, who is not even in his prime yet. That's someone that's turning into a star in this league. Let's not forget what he was about to do last year before he tore his Achilles. And you saw it on full display. Like, the Jets defense leveled up to a new, realm with him on the field. They were the best they've been all year against the Broncos. So I really hope that's not going to happen. Now, another untouchable, in my opinion, is Sauce Gardner. And I think that may be a little bit controversial amongst you Jets fans. Some people will be like, what do you mean, Richie? Trade Sauce away. First of all, I don't think anybody would want to trade for Sauce because of the contract that we just signed for him. He literally is fresh off of a contract extension. I would be shocked if he is even being discussed in a trade. This is my perception of Sauce Gardner, man. I think that there is a narrative around the NFL that Sauce Gardner is overrated. He's not worth the contract, and that he's a bad football player. He's not good. And I think the problem with Sauce right now is that it's very simple in my eyes. He's not living up to the talent that us Jets fans have in him. He's not first team All-Pro. That means he's trash. And that's not fair to Sauce, in my opinion. He is obviously not playing lockdown football. He's not doing what we want. He's not getting interceptions. He's still not making plays. And when you're paid the big bucks, you're expected to make those plays. But I think there's a narrative that he's just a bad football player. I could not disagree more. He is still tight in coverage. He is asked to do a lot now. By the way, everybody was begging Robert Saleh and Jeff Ulbrich to have Sauce Gardner travel, and he's doing that finally. Sauce Gardner's asked to shut down the other team's best receiver. He's following the number one receiver everywhere, and that's not an easy task. And I feel like Sauce right now, he's still a guy that I want to build through. The secondary is trash around him. Luckily, Jarvis Brownlee made an impact. Malachi Moore showing some strides, but there's not a good thing happening in that secondary, and I'm not ready to ship him away right now. And I'm looking at this from the trade Sauce perspective. Like, there's one thing to say he needs to play better. He does. And I'm going to still hold out that Sauce can become a big household name on that secondary that Aaron Glenn can build with. So I really do think that, Sauce is not a guy that I'm ready to give up on, but you guys let me know if you guys agree or disagree. Now, let's get into Quinnen Williams here. Quinnen Williams, I do not want to trade either, but it's a possibility. And the reason for it is the age and the guaranteed money has ran out. Quinnen has a decision to make because he could easily force his way out if he wants to, because he's going to ask for a pay raise in the offseason because he deserves it. His guarantee money's out, and I feel like the Jets could easily say, all right, well, we're not going to give you that money. So now what? And then he can demand to be traded because he wants to win. He wants to win. And this is a guy that you look at the age, he definitely is somebody that you can argue, okay, will he be around when the Jets start winning at 30, 31? Now, the way I look at it is this, bro. He is the captain of this defense. He is an absolute dog. I don't want to trade Breece. I don't want to trade Quinnen. I meant to say Quinnen, not Breece, because he's such a guy that is not replaceable. A natural-born leader, been through it all. But if this Jets' team is really in deep, deep rebuild mode, you could get a lot. He is your most valuable piece on this team. And I think that's where this Jets regime is going to do. You look at what Joe Douglas did when he came here. He flipped Jamal Adams for 2 first-round picks, and that turned into Garrett Wilson and Elijah Vera Tucker. Now, I'm not going to sit here and glaze Joe Douglas. I'm not at all, actually, because he had a lot of misses. But was one thing he did well. He came here, and he flipped the player, and now he traded away Sam Darnold, which I think was a giant mistake. He should not have done that. He should have kept Sam, build around Sam, but that's another conversation. But my point is, when new GMs inherit a team, usually they like to trade away, especially when you're not in a win-now mode, which the Jets are not in. Newsflash, the Jets are not in a win-now mode. They say they are, but they're just not. They got to blow it up right now, and that's why we're talking about this heading into the trade deadline. I don't think Quinnen gets traded at the deadline, but I will say that there is something that could brew in the offseason because Quinnen wants to win. And I think that is definitely something that you need to consider. So you guys let me know where you stand on the whole trade strategy. Do you think there's other guys that could be traded? Michael Carter II is a name. Quincy Williams is another name. They're both injured, so I don't know if there's a market for them. But there's going to be a fire sale. I really do believe that. You guys let me know in the comments if you agree with me on a fire sale potentially looming or not. And make sure you guys smash the like button if you did not already. Let's go, Jets. Want to give a big shout out to Sleeper, the proud sponsor of Jets Media all season long. If you guys want to use my code JETS, you guys will get a 100% match up to $100 on your Sleeper app. Using the code JETS will do just that. You guys get $20 for free when you use my code JETS. That is $20 immediately when you log into the app and you make an account with my code. And then when you want to put some money in, they will match it up to $100. So basically, you put $20 in, they'll give you $20 for free. And on top of that, you get another additional $20 for free. So that's free money you get to play. Please bet responsibly. You guys can pick a lot of awesome parlays, over-unders, win up to 100x your money. So a big shout out to Sleeper for sponsoring Jets Media all season long.